What you just heard is a warning. As the New World Order struggles to be born and the police state grows in strength and in numbers, we bring you the hour of the time to attempt to wake the sheeple, empower the people, and save freedom for the world. I'm William Cooper.
And I share in bringing you this warning. I'm Carolyn Nelson.
So, folks, make sure you've got pen and paper by your sides. We're going to open the phones tonight and talk about what you've been hearing. I want to hear from someone who's been taking our advice and putting it to good use. Right now, let's go to Phoenix for the Metal Report.
Hi, Bill.
Good evening, Gene. Fine.
The gold and silver were somewhat uneventful today. Gold was just down 30 cents to close at $377.70. Silver did a little better. It was up 16 cents to close at $523. The Dow took a little bit of a beating to close down $20 to close at $38.91.60. Last night I read an article on your program, on the early program, and had a lot of people call, and I don't want to read the whole thing tonight, but I'll make it available to people that, or Swiss America will make it available, I should say, to people that want to call in and get a copy. But just some highlights. It was about how the cops, you mentioned about the emerging New World Order and this police state. I mean, this thing was just right on what you're talking about. It's about how on a weekly basis, according to Financial Privacy Report, 5,000 innocent people are losing their property on a weekly basis. It's about how in Florida, over the last 4 years, an estimated $8 million was taken from motorists, people that were stopped for traffic tickets. If they had more than a few $100 on their in their possession, it was just taken on suspicious behavior. It's about buying airline tickets with cash, and how that if you do that, you're immediately going to be picked up by a DEA agent, and they're going to confiscate whatever you have on your in your possession. It's about a woman in Houston's Hobby Airport who went in there with a suitcase. She cashed in an insurance settlement and her 20-year savings, and she was stopped on suspicious behavior, thinking that she had drugs. There was no drugs, and she was charged with nothing. They could find no wrongdoing. She could document everything that she had done and where all the money had come from, and yet she lost it to the tune of $39,000. It's about this police state that's happening. I guess the final paragraph was awful chilling. It says, "You may have thought the Constitution protected you against unreasonable searches and seizures and kept the government from taking your property without due process of law. These are mere words on paper, words increasingly discarded by what some people, including yours truly, especially on gloomy days, suspect is the vanguard of a police state." One of the things I just wanted to mention before we, turn it back to you, Bill, you do it yourself. You put out probably more information across this planet than anybody else I've ever come across, as far as warning people, telling people what's going on, showing them the facts and figures, and we're doing our part. And yet the thing that I guess maybe you don't get frustrated, but I get frustrated because I get people calling me. I want information. Sometimes I want to say, well, what do you want it for? Because most of them don't do a thing. That's like saying, well, I need information. Well, it's like trying to decide to breathe. You need information on survival. You need information to know whether or not you should survive and protect your family. I'm confused here. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
I
get very frustrated, Gene.
Huh?
I get very frustrated at times.
I had a guy call me from either Missouri or Mississippi a couple weeks ago, all gung-ho, wanted information, believes all this, and then he calls and leaves a message and says, well, we just decided we don't want to do anything. Well, it's like deciding not to breathe. Folks, we got all kinds of information to show you how to protect your future. And that's what I do. I don't just sell gold. I protect people's families. I protect their future. I show them how to survive when this thing all comes down the pike and when this thing all comes unraveled. If you want something to read, go to the library. That's what they have libraries for. Go buy a magazine. Go buy People magazine or something. But I show people how to protect themselves. And hey, I will gladly give this out to people. That's not the point. We got plenty of it to give away. But the point is, do something. This is happening now. This isn't something that's going to happen in 10 years from now or 20 years from now. It's happening today, right in front of you, in your very, in your own community. And yet we sit around and do nothing. If I had absolute positive fact that your bank was going to close tomorrow, and I broadcasted that over the air tonight, I bet you none of you would go down and get your money out tomorrow. Could you say, well, I don't know, Well, folks, I understand why Mr. Cooper calls you sheeple.
Gene?
Yes.
When I called you this afternoon, I believe you were preparing a mailing for the people that call you.
That's right. Well, everybody that is a client of mine will automatically get one of these. I'm putting it in the mail. It'll go out in the mail the next day or two. Those are people that have already prepared themselves, that are ongoing, that doing that, and I think they deserve this information. They have that right. They've been doing something. They're not sitting on their laurels and just letting this all happen or becoming part of the problem. They are doing something. I get hundreds of calls. I mean, we've been supporting you, and we're so thankful that we work together with Mr. Cooper and Swiss America, and we've had thousands of calls of people that have called in and wanting information and about what we do and how to do it. But when it comes down to it, I would imagine maybe only 10% have done anything. I don't know. Maybe you get better results from people calling you, Bill.
Well, that's because. Well, I don't know why it's because, but we get an awful lot of mail, and I'm sure you do too. But just like the mail that we get, the mail that you get, only about 10% of the people are acting and take part and actually get the tapes and or buy the book and
do something. Yeah.
Right, and we struggle around here to get by. Every time we get a lot of money, you know what we do with it.
Oh yeah.
We buy equipment to keep on doing what we're doing. But you're right. People need to stop being sheeple. They need to get active. They don't believe. There's something really wrong with the American people. They don't accept the signs that are given to them. They look around in the world. They see things going wrong, but they will not take action until the roof actually caves in on their head. And when that happens, it's all over.
Well, they can't use the excuse, well, it costs too much. I have stuff that is as little as $50. I can't believe that everybody listening out there somehow couldn't scrounge up $50. We waste more than that in pizza in a week, and pop, and so I mean, who's kidding who here?
Yeah.
I guess it'll come down to the fact that when this thing all unravels, and I'll be sitting there and I'll be able to feed my family and keep a roof over their heads and protect them, and those that don't. I don't know what's going to become of them. Are they going to end up in a detention camp? Are they going to end up on a food line? I don't know. I know that it doesn't have to be that way. I know that hey, if I saw rain clouds coming, I'd go put a raincoat on, or put an umbrella. I'd get prepared. And hey, there's a financial storm coming in this country, and we better do something about it.
We're prepared when it all comes down to literally put the pack on our backs and the weapons in our hands and walk away from everything that everybody out there is trying to say. My freedom is more important to me than any material possession in this whole world. I don't care what it is. And I'll be up in the mountains. I'll be in a cave. I'll be up in a tree. I'll be somewhere, and I'll be fighting.
I hear you. Well, folks, you know our number. It's 1-800-289-2646. If you're serious, don't want to fool around, give us a call. I'll be more than happy to help you out, to give you some advice and give you some direction. There's a lot of talented brokers there at Swiss America, so we're there to help you. Give us a call, and we'll one person put it, it's like we're going to get in a rowboat and we're each going to grab an oar and we're going to do this together. If one of us lets down the oar, we're just going to go around in circles. But if we do this together, we'll be successful.
Great. Thank you, Gene.
Thank you, sir.
And for the rest of you, don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, Carolyn, I wonder if the boys got home okay.
I hope so.
Me too.
I hope they had a good flight, or a double flight there. I guess they had to take one plane and then another.
Had two young Caddy members here staying with us over the holiday weekends that have come to be more like sons than friends. And we took them out and run them through the ringer. And
10,000 feet, wasn't it? Up?
Up, yeah. 10,000 feet up in the snow. Had a lot of fun. Took them out and helped improve their marksmanship all day, one day. And had a lot of fun. Stayed up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning talking. So, folks, it's your turn to talk tonight, but we're not going to stay up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because those two young fellers wore me out. 602-333-2174. Let us hear from you about what we've been giving to you over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 days. I don't know, when's the last time we opened the phones? A long time ago, wasn't it? Seems to me like. So, 602-333-2174. And while well, I could do this, but if I do that, I'm going to have to finish it, and that would take too long, so we'll go right to the phones. Good evening, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air.
Hi.
Folks, if you haven't got the guts to talk, please don't waste our time. We only have an hour here, and we don't have time to play with little children. Good evening, you're on the air.
Hello there, Bill. How are you?
Oh, just fine.
My name is Randy. I'm in the Chicago area.
Hi, Randy.
Yeah, I've been listening to your programs here. It's good to have you back. You know, you were gone there for a while, and you had a voice, a frog in your throat.
Yeah, it happens to me a couple times a year.
Yeah, I know. But it's good to have this new series. The other series are fine, but I like the new stuff too. Listen, the reason I'm calling is here in Illinois we're having I'm not sure exactly how it's flying, but there's restrictive legislation is being proposed. We're having a governor's race here, and they're, you know, all these people are talking about banning this and banning that gun. You know, now you've talked through your militia talks there about how everything should be above board and, you know, come out legal. You know,
right?
And I was just curious what your suggestion would be on, you know, I want to keep some, like I've got the National Service Rifle, you know, and that's one of the guns they would ban. So would I have to keep that, or figure out some way to keep it, or come up with something else?
Well, it's up to you. I don't care what kind of legislation they pass. I will not give up my weapons, and if they come to my home to take them away, they will die on my doorstep.
Yeah. I read an article by...
or I'll die on my doorstep. But one of us is going to... I'll tell you, I'll take a lot of them with me, that's for sure.
Yeah. I read an article by Don Cates in the Chicago Tribune. It made it in there. Normally I read him in in gun magazine, Preaching to the Choir. But he wrote an article about interpretation by one of our founding fathers on that of owning the service rifle of the militia or of the Continental Army.
All these arguments are moot.
Yeah.
They cannot take away our weapons without changing the Constitution. There's no need to invent other arguments or to quote things that our forefathers said. Yep. The fact is, the Constitution says the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Until that is changed, all gun legislation, I don't care what it is, all limitations, all requirements to register, all banning are unconstitutional, illegal, and must be resisted. A world that is not willing to stand up and protect its rights that are clearly written in the supreme law of the land are not worthy of possessing any rights.
Let the people speak, right, Bill?
yes, they have to stand up, and they must say, no, you're not going to do this. If you want to do it, you must do it legally. And the only way to legally restrict guns, or ban guns, or require the registration of guns, is to change the Constitution, and specifically the second article and amendment. If they cannot do that legally, that means the people don't want it done, and that's the purpose for the methods in the Constitution set out to change the Constitution. It's a living document. If the people don't want it done, then they can't ever do it. It can't be done. And if the people aren't willing to fight to protect their rights, then eventually they will lose all of their rights and they will be slaves. That's what happened to Germany. They came to take a little bit, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and pretty soon, you know what happened.
You know any good sheep herders? Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling. And remember, when I answer questions like that, the answer is not personally directed at the caller. It's hopefully so that everybody will get some benefit from the answer. That is, if I'm right. And you got to remember, listen to everyone, read everything, don't believe a thing unless you check it out in your own research. Good evening, you're on the air.
Research is pretty bad tonight, Bill.
Where are you at?
Over here in Ohio. All these times that you've been calling these, like the guy just said, you know, a good sheep herders. Well, I know a good shepherd, but how come you don't ever call these people goyim? I think that sums it up in one word, doesn't it?
Call what?
Goyim.
Goyim?
Yeah, that's a stupid animal too. Non-Jew animal, goyim. I just wonder why you never use that word, you know, when you're calling these people all kind of dumb animals.
Why would I use that word?
I don't know. That's the enemies of Christians call Christian people goyim and non-Jew animals, you know. Anyhow, I just thought I'd throw that out there to see why you never use that word. I know you've heard it.
Well, I don't use it because I'm not as stupid as you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, you dumb, stinking idiot. Can you believe this? If your intimation was what I think it was, then you, sir, are a fool. You have no greater voice of freedom in this country than me and the hour of the time. You are obviously one of the white Aryan racist scumbags that are causing a lot of trouble in this country, and eventually may cause us to lose this country. Stirring up your little piles of sheep manure, which is what you crawled out from under. 602-333-2174 is the number. And if you got something intelligent to say, we'd like to hear from you. If you don't, you can stay under your rock. Because you won't. You won't get away with it here. We don't cater to stupidity, racism, cowardice, or any of the other secret society tricks that are destroying this country. Good evening, you're on the air.
Yes, sir. I'm calling in regards to a program you had on the other night in reference to the 375 Magnum.
Yes.
I wrote down H&H. I said 375 H&H Magnum. Would it be an H&K or?
No. No. That's the round we're talking about.
The round. Okay.
Yes. Holland and Holland. 375 Holland and Holland Magnum. That's the round that the weapon is chambered for.
I see.
And then it's going to be altered to make it chambered for an improved 375 H&H Magnum. And then you're going to fire the regular 375 H&H and Magnum in that chamber, and it's going to fire form that cartridge so that you can reload it to the new improved load.
I see. Okay, very good. I'm out here in Pennsylvania, and reception's getting a little faded, but keep up the good work. I'm listening.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
And that was a good question. Maybe there might be a lot of people out there who are confused on that.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. 602-333-2174 is the number, and tonight's the night where you can call in and talk about what you've heard over the last week or so. And if you want to talk about what you've heard and you can talk intelligently, if you want to disagree with us, that's fine. If you're a miserable little slimy, stinking coward who wants to crawl out from under your dunghill for a little while, we'll treat you in a manner that you will never forget. Good evening, you're on the air.
Hi, Bill. Grover Collins, again from Kentucky.
Hi, Grover.
Bill, I started listening about a month and a half ago. Did you cover executive orders before you started in on the last tape series?
I've been covering executive orders for almost 2 years now, but yes, we did. One night we covered the executive orders beginning actually in 1917 with the Trading with the Enemies Act, the way it was used in 1933 in the bankruptcy crisis, and then it was used again where the reference to the people being exempt from being counted as the enemy was taken out, which literally named the people as the enemy. Yeah, we did a whole I think it was a couple of hours on that, wasn't it, Carolyn?
I think so. I think so.
I must have missed it somewhat. If I call the office tomorrow, can you give me a date on that? I'd like to have that tape.
I don't remember what the date was, but maybe we can dig it up.
The reason...
It was just recently, though, I'll tell you that.
I've been listening pretty good. I must have missed that night.
Well, you must have.
Needed that. I was in an argument today, not an argument, but a friendly word battle today about executive orders. This guy thinks they're wonderful. That the president can just go in any time without much ado for a national emergency. I was trying to tell him that it was either Nixon or Ford one, I thought, now this is I'm thinking, had signed about 4 executive orders into one executive order where they could do one stroke of the pen, go into a national crisis, and from there implement a state of emergency.
The orders have been in effect, and most people in this country have been living under a state of emergency since 1933. All of their life.
Well, I know the executive orders have caught my eye in the last 6 months, and I started doing some reading on them, and they scare me to death.
Yeah, they should.
I don't know whether to hand out all ballpoint pens with no ink in them or what, but well, anyway, thanks, Bill.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for calling. 602-333-2174 is the number. In Arizona, there's a bill in front of the state legislature to make our juries fully informed. So if you live in the state of Arizona, get with your state legislator and make sure you have a copy of the proposed legislation and get behind it. Get behind it. Push for it. Good evening. You're on the air.
Hello, Bill. My name is John, and I'm calling you from near Quakertown, Pennsylvania.
Hi, John.
Not too far from...
Beverly Hall.
You got it. I've been there. I've seen it. It actually exists. The Nile River, that they call it, still exists.
Yeah.
There are two pyramids there. One is a short, truncated pyramid, which I believe might have been an altar, an obelisk, and a larger pyramid, maybe about 12 feet high, maybe about 15 feet square at the base.
Yeah.
And the 3 of them are lying exactly east to west. I've looked at it on a topographical map. If you line them up, they're exactly east to west. But what I really called about, we had a thing happen here last Friday, and I've got this information verbally from 2 different sources. But there was an election here for the Pennsylvania State Senate in November. And there was a case of fraud, which wound up in a federal court. And last Friday, a decision was made by a federal judge. After looking at the evidence, he says that there was fraud involved in this particular election. And therefore, he considered the election to be void. And the Democrats had won, but then he put the Republican in office. Can a federal judge do this?
Well, you have to look at the laws of your state. It depends upon the laws of your state, what they say. I have no idea. If it were a federal election, no, they couldn't do it. They'd have to have another election.
But that would be my question. Even can he just? Okay, so I got. So I'd have to look at the law.
You have to look at the laws of your state. The laws of your state may say that if one candidate is found to have committed fraud in the election, that the other one automatically wins. I don't know.
I see. Okay.
But in a federal election, they would have to either recount the votes, and whoever won on the recount would get it, or they would have to hold another election.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye. 602-333-2174. If you live in Arizona, you got 2 tasks. Oh, 3 tasks, actually. Get behind Sheriff Mack, support him, help him. In fact, if you live across the country, you should. Get rid of Sheriff Butler in Navajo County, and get behind this fully informed jury legislation that's going before the state legislature. Call your state legislator and get a copy of the bill and get in your communities and get people behind it. Remember, if these legislatures don't feel that the people are pushing them for it, they'll vote it down like they always have. Good evening, you're on the air.
Good evening. A gentleman called a couple of calls ago in reference to the executive order that Roosevelt signed into being back in 1933.
That's correct. We just did a whole show on all of those executive orders not too many nights ago.
He was looking for the number, and I think it was Executive Order 2040, which Roosevelt signed into immediately after taking office on, I believe, March 4th of 1933.
Yes, his predecessor was asked to do it, and he refused. Roosevelt did it, but he would not take out the restriction.
Again in 47, was it?
Pardon?
I guess it came up again for revision in 1947, but they left that part in.
No, they left that part out. See, the original executive order had a specific clause exempting the American people from being named as the enemy.
And if you look into the CFRs, I did the other night over at the law library, and it is still worded that way, but that executive order is still in effect, but it didn't change the... In fact, I'll fax it to you when you get off the line tonight, and it's still listed in the CFRs that...
oh yeah, it's still in effect.
Well, it's listed for the citizens other than the citizens of the United States.
Well, that was the first one. The later one left that out, and in effect rescinded the first.
Correct, but I looked into the CFR the other night, and the original is back in there, so there's maybe a little hanky-pank going on here somewhere.
Oh, there always is. They took the 13th Amendment to the Constitution out and put something else in there.
Right. No, that's right, and the 14th and the 16th.
Yeah.
Okay, I just thought I'd give him the number if he wants to look it up, 2039.
Great.
Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome. Thank you for your input. 602. You know, folks, that caller earlier just strengthened my resolve. I hate racism. I cannot stand it. Whether it's a black racist or a white racist or a Jewish racist or a Chinese racist or a Japanese racist, I don't care. They are the scum upon the earth. They are a plague upon the human race, and I will fight them until the day I die. Good evening. You're on the air.
Bill, I called up a few calls ago. This is Randy again. I have a habit here of taking too many notes, and I forgot to flip a page. I wanted to give you a small list for the listeners out there of some popular 375 H&H models. Could I do that for you?
As long as they have a real, and I mean a real, not a modified, but a real Mauser action, that's fine. If they try to do this with something that's weak, they're liable to get hurt.
Okay. Well, I have a firearms catalog here of the current models, and there's like 20 models, but I'll just read off four popular lines here. And this is a big rifle, so these this is a special order deal,
Yeah. Are these Mauser actions?
I really don't know.
I prefer that you don't, because there's people out there who don't know anything about weapons, and they're liable to just have to be listening and go out and buy one and try to make this modification and blow their head off.
You're absolutely right. But I got to say that I won't read off any of these. I can't. I don't know if they're Mauser, but I got to say from dealing with this. That this is you're talking about a big gun here, and this is a special order thing.
Yeah, it is. But what we're trying to do is it has never been done before. Nobody has ever made a rifle that can hit the target accurately at 1,700 yards. Now, we're not reproducing that particular rifle, but we can get you to 1,400 yards. And we took those two city boys out this last weekend, and we started them out from not really, they'd fired before, but they really didn't know what they were doing. And we had them hitting bullseyes at 450 yards.
Yep. I just wanted to say one more.
Now, let me tell you what they were hitting bullseyes with. Mac 90s, which is an AK-47 at 450 yards. That's how good our people are at training.
That is. Was that using iron sights, Bill?
Stock AK-47s called Mac 90s, and that's just with the stock modification with iron sights, no scopes.
Wow, that's fantastic. I just wanted to say one more thing on this 375 H&H. This is an old, true, tried and tested old English African safari cartridge, so it's a winner, I'll tell you.
Oh yeah, and the improved cartridge is out of sight.
Thank you. Sorry to make a second call, but I just wanted to pass that along.
You're welcome.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye. Yeah, folks, what we've taught you to build has the impact at 1,000 yards of a .44 Magnum from just a few feet away. You understand what I'm talking about? At 1,000 yards, it still has that much punch and velocity and foot power left in it. So, take it for what it's worth. Good evening, you're on the air.
Yes, hello, Mr. Cooper.
Hello.
I tried to get you the other night when you had the gentleman on there that was talking about the 375 improved. I was really fascinated with the idea, and I think I might try the project out myself. What I wanted to tell your viewers or your listeners tonight was the fact that if they have a problem finding a large ring Mauser action, which are, as your speaker said, that they're becoming very scarce. And another thing I've found is to find a good quality gunsmith to do the work for you is even harder to find these days. Is that although they wouldn't have the ballistic advantage that you improved would have, the 375 H&H is a very good sniper round in and of itself.
Yes, it is.
You can reach out a good 1,000 yards with it. The weapons are readily available, and it has a better, flatter trajectory than your Time Honor 30-06, but with twice the energy at any yardage that you would want to take it out to.
That's true, and the first time I fired one without ever having fired one before, and specifically this particular rifle, I picked it up and I fired 2 rounds. It's a single shot bolt action. I loaded and fired 2 rounds, and I hit the bullseye twice, both times at 175 yards without ever having touched that rifle before. Now, I'm an expert shot, but it's unusual to pick up a strange rifle, even if you are an expert shot, and be able to do that. And the trajectory is really that flat.
It's and it has the one of the unique thing about it, well, it and a couple other rounds, is that it'll shoot several different bullet weights, 270, 300 grain bullet weights, which is the most common, in just about the same spot. So that's another advantage. If you couldn't find the load that you were actually had your rifle sighted in for, you could grab something else and you could get by with it. You could still make one shot kills with it if you aimed, center torso. And the one other comment I wanted to make was, if someone can't find the Mauser action, and of course this would be strictly an expediency, but they could use the other actions. It wouldn't blow up. The problem would be is that it may not extract the round. And of course, then you'd have to use your separated case.
Well, it's not just the extracting. You have to have a real strong action, specifically in the locking mechanism. if you're using a round that has that much explosive force in it. And, of course, the other thing definitely is the extraction.
Well, they make any action you buy that's made for the 375 H&H is going to be pretty massive. It may not have the strength that your large ring.
Yeah, and as long as you use it for 375 H&H Magnum, it's fine. But some of them have been weakened a little bit. They may not be strong enough for the improved round. That's the point I'm making. I don't want anybody out there to get hurt.
Right, yeah, you're right. It's probably the safe thing to do would be just to stick with them. But, as you were saying yourself...
You've got to talk a lot louder. We can barely hear you.
Well, as you were saying yourself, they're just getting real tough to find. But like I was saying, if they couldn't find them, or if they didn't have the wherewithal to go out and buy the $600 or $700 rifle and then spend money for the improvements, they could have a real nice sniper weapon just by using the 375 H&H. It's been around since 1912, and well, I don't have to speak for it. It speaks for itself.
Yes, that's true. You're right.
That's all I had to say.
Thank you.
Right, bye.
602-333-2174 is the number. Good evening. You're on the air.
Can I turn my radio down because I'm all the way across the room?
Well, I hope you do. Otherwise, we won't be able to do anything here.
All right, here I go. Coming back. Okay, the other night you had one of your shows on last night, I believe. I'm out of breath. And you mentioned something I'm trying to follow all this. I haven't listened to every issue. But when they held their hand up to the square,
yes,
that phrase, I've heard Bobo Gritz say that so many times when I used to follow him around.
That's right. He's not talking about taking his oath of allegiance to the Constitution when he was commissioned or when he went into the Army. He's talking about when he raised his arm to the square in the Masonic oath.
Okay.
And that is a Masonic code phrase that they use to identify themselves to each other.
I see. Because I used to hear him on Billy Goodman's show, which I heard you on there, I believe, one time.
That's right. I used to be on there a lot.
Yeah, well, actually, yes. Well, anyways, it always threw me. I've never been in the military, but it always threw me, that phrase that he made. And I've never totally trusted him. And since listening to you, which I believe you more than most now.
I don't want you to believe me. I want you to go out and investigate what I tell you, and if I'm right, you'll find out it's the truth.
You're right. Okay.
I don't want any puppets.
Well, I don't want to be a puppet either.
Well, good for you.
Being a puppet and a sheeple.
Good.
But which I admit I've been a sheeple most of my life.
So was I.
Okay. But it always threw me, that phrase. I said, I asked my brother about it because he's in the reserves, and he never heard of anything like that. That, hold your hand up to the square and swear, all that crap,
No, that's a Masonic code word which they use, just like when they stand. If they don't want to say anything, they'll stand in a room with their feet at a 90-degree angle, and the members of the order will thus know that they are
members, huh?
Members, yes. Also, Gritz has another way of signaling to the Brotherhood that he is indeed one of them. In his spike training literature and his spike training video, spike is spelled S-P-K-E. The obelisk is the symbol of the generative force, the god of Freemasonry, the penis of Osiris, the phallus god of the pagan religions. And, after anybody listen to this show and listen to the 30 some odd episodes of that we did on Mystery Babylon and the Mystery Schools themselves, how he would have the absolute, well, I guess he just has utter contempt for people out there to think that nobody would understand what that means.
Let me ask you about this. I was at a house they were tearing down many years ago, and I found a rock that looked like a penis with the testicles connected to it.
There you go. That's exactly what they found when they arrested the men in New Orleans whom whom Jim Garrison charged with the conspiracy to murder the president, all had those stone penises in their home. It is directly from the mysteries. It's their God.
Well,
it's the Phallus of Osiris. And if you want to know what all that means, you need to order the whole mystery series from us.
I don't know what happened to the rock because in 1985 I lost everything I owned in a fire because I lived on a canyon. But I'm digging through some more stuff just to see if I still have it.
Yeah, and if you don't, you got to go back up in the canyon. Rocks don't burn, I don't think.
The only other question was already answered by the H&H.
I would like to ask you if you have any tapes from the Billy Goodman show.
No, back then I didn't have anything, any resources.
Well, you know, we have a standing $500 reward for anybody who can produce an audio tape or a videotape wherein Bo Gritz is clearly heard in his own voice to say that he's a Freemason. We know that he was making that admission when he introduced himself at his lectures and on radio appearances all the way up into mid-1990, at which time he found out what I had written in my book and what A. Ralph Epperson had written in his book, The New World Order, and then he began to deny that not only was he a Freemason, but he began to deny that he ever said it. So it's worth it to me to spend $500 to play that tape over the air so that everybody will see what his true colors really are.
Well, I have one tape of him describing the Randy Weaver incident, and that was taped off of Harder's network. And I will listen to that and see.
Good.
And also, that brings up another question, the Nazi salute he supposedly did.
Well, we have it on videotape, and there is no question whatsoever. It is a Nazi salute, and he gives it only to the skinheads. And he says clearly in his own voice, Randy told me to give this to you. He said you'd know what it means.
Well, he was trying to debunk that on the tape that I have, or had. I might have taped over it the other night, taping
we've played so many tapes of Gritz in his own voice on this show to prove to anybody that the man is a consummate liar. His religion changes with the religion of whatever audience he's talking to. And that's not all. I mean, many other things. The man is just a consummate deceiver.
He claims he's a Southern Baptist.
The man is a member of the Mormon Church.
Oh.
That's the truth.
That's far from Baptist.
That's way far from Baptist, my friend. That's what I'm telling you. If he gets in front of a group of New Agers, he'll say he's tried every religion, but he hasn't found the one that suits him yet. If he's in front of identity Christians, he's an identity Christian. If he's talking to skinheads, he's a Nazi.
Well, that's quite interesting. You can always smell a rat if you have any common sense.
Yeah, and they smell real bad, don't they?
This is true, because I just cleaned up a bunch of dead ones today. Well, I thank you both very much, and when the time comes when you start taking members again, please let us know.
Certainly will.
Okay. Is there any special qualifications to members?
Well, we're revamping the whole membership right now, and it's not going to be like it was before.
All right.
We made some mistakes, and we're going to straighten those out.
It's funny how people defend Masons and they don't know anything about them. Because the cops I work for over there, I've shut my mouth recently.
Well,
but
now wait a minute.
Yeah.
You better follow those cops and see if they belong to the Fraternal Order of Police, and then you'll have your answer as to why they defend them. Because the Fraternal Order of Police is just a branch of Freemasonry.
Oh, well, a lot of them do.
Well, there's your answer, my friend. They're defending their brothers.
Well, the one that argues with me the most on it is so much like myself. In other words, he doesn't like the tyrannical government and the losing of our freedoms and rights. He's a FFL dealer.
Let me ask you something.
He says that.
Let me ask you something. What makes a con man able to get your money out of your wallet and into his wallet before you understand that he's a con man?
I guess having the ability to deceive me.
That's right, to make you think that he's a good guy, just like you.
Yeah.
They're destroying this country. They are not just like us. They're not anything that any American ever believed in. When you get into studying who they really are and what they really believe and what their religion is, and I've been trying my darndest to reveal that to you over this program, The Hour of the Time, you will be amazed at how they've ever been able to succeed in our society. They are really aliens.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to be more careful.
Good for you.
If I do find that rock, should I smash it with a sledgehammer?
No, send it to us. That's Exhibit A.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Good night.
That is the phallus of Osiris. That is Spike. Oh. And all of you people who take the Spike training, you're getting the Spike, the phallus of Osiris, the penis. Understand, sheeple? Good night.
Good night. Thanks, Bill.
602-333-2174. Good evening. You're on the air.
Hello, Bill. This is Robert from Los Angeles.
Hi, Robert.
Bill, I was wondering if you'd heard of a video called America in Peril by a person named Mark of Michigan.
We got a whole bunch of
Oh, good. I was just wondering, do you have all four of them?
We got yeah, I think so.
Okay, I just wanted to check and see if you had gotten that. Are you ever considering of having him as a guest in your show?
Not until we can clear up a little discrepancy.
Yeah. All right, and the other thing I wanted to ask you was, I called before and mentioned, how the Zionist Jews had sacrificed the Orthodox Jews in the Holocaust to justify the creation of the State of Israel, right? Do you consider that faction of Jews to be the Hebraic wing of Mystery Babylon?
Well, number one, Zionism is not Jewish, never was. Zionism is an Anglo creation. The Jews have been used, and they believe that it's to preserve the state of Israel. In reality, it's to form a one-world government under the rulership of the secret societies, which are all Aryan Anglo-racist. So the first thing they will do is exterminate the Jews. The Jews have not yet discovered that. And they better discover it really quick, because that's what's going on. Zionism is more Christian than it ever was Jewish. There are more Christian Zionists than there are Jewish Zionists. Were you aware of that?
Isn't Jerry Falwell one?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So you don't have to be Jewish to be Zionist. In fact, it's probably the opposite.
In fact, it is the opposite. Most Zionists are not Jews at all. And they use the Jews in their Zionism to help bring this about. But Zionism is about one world government. It's about bringing back the golden age. It's Weishaupt's dream. It's the dream of the secret societies, Mystery Babylon throughout the ages. Everybody looks to the Lion of Judah as being the symbol of Israel. If you go back into history, you'll find that the lion is really the symbol of Babylon and was the personal symbol of Nimrod.
And Nimrod, according to a book, according to Mackey's Encyclopedia of Freemasonry, was the founder of Freemasonry, or one of them at least.
That's right, and he created the first city, which was called the Golden Age. He taught man how to protect himself by building walls, cities, and teaching them how to hunt the animals instead of being prey to the animals. And his wife, Semiramis, taught the women how to plant and harvest corn. They call this the Golden Age. They built the Tower of Babel. He taught the people to reject God. He did a lot of good things for the human race, but he did a lot of bad things too. And the symbol was, again, the phallus, the tower, the watchtower. All of these things are symbols. The lion. Nimrod was known as a mighty hunter. The symbol of the hunter is the lion. So, if you don't understand symbology, these people can really hoodwink you.
That's right, to use a Masonic term.
That's right.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
Take care.
You too. Got time for one more quick call, folks. 602-333-2174. And if you're quick, you can get in here under the gun. If not, well, here we go. Good evening. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Reception's bad. I'm not sure what y'all are talking about. I know you're taking calls, but wanted to tell you something I saw interesting on Good Morning America this morning. They're in Hong Kong, and I heard them mention the word secret society, and it perked up my attention. And they were talking about these groups called the Triads in Hong Kong, and they supposedly run drugs and this and that. But they even talked about initiation ceremonies, drinking blood and things like that. But I think their whole point was they were making it look like what they were talking about. They're going to need international cooperation to deal with groups, secret societies like these. They said it was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, from listening to your show, I could see right through the whole thing. But
good for you.
Well, I've been doing a whole lot of studying on secret societies and everything. It's amazing the books out there that you can just find in your average bookstore.
That's right.
I mean, it's all right there out in the open.
That's right. They consider the masses of people to be so stupid that they don't even hide it.
Well, that's what I try to tell my friends. They quite don't understand yet. But I remember one day I listened to your show and you talked about how you're going to see more pyramids and more eyes.
More 666, more obelisks.
Right. Well, the very next, a couple days later, I was in the supermarket and I saw the cover of Omni magazine. It had, do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It had the all-seeing eye. It had the obelisk. It had this point within the circle. It had, it had just about everything you were talking about.
Yeah, Omni magazine is a magazine of the order, and a few issues back you saw an oyster laying open on the beach with the world in the center, signifying that the pearl of great price is now within their reach, within their grasp.
That's right.
It's no longer closed within the shell, and it's no longer sitting in deep water.
Can I make one more point?
Real quick, we got to go like right now.
Okay, this friend of mine saw a documentary on UFOs last night. I need to find out the name. But he said there was a guy giving maps to people of the press. He was giving maps where a spaceship had crashed. And he said on the bottom corner of the map was the compass of square and the G.
Yep. About 4 people called in the earlier program and told us that. We got to go. We're out of time. Thank you for calling. Folks, good night, and God bless you all.